Hi, this is Harriet Morris and this is my review of Busting Loose from the Money Game by Robert-Scheinfeld. The first thing I want to say is don't let this cover put you off, because the cover looks like it's all about people who just like fast cars and want to make loads of money, and it's in fact the complete opposite. What I really want to say about this book is it really bothers me, but I'm really glad I read it, because it has led me to a deeper understanding of how reality works and how to use the law of attraction than I ever would without it. So I'm really glad that Scheinfeld wrote this book. I'll just explain to you my experience with it. Okay, the thing that I've got a problem with in it is the idea that the reality that we're experiencing is completely insubstantial, that it's a complete illusion and it's got no more 3D quality to it than a hologram. And the thing is that you can't prove it either way. Scheinfeld can't prove that this reality is an illusion, just as 99% of the population can't prove that it isn't. Most people think that objective reality exists. Who's right? Well, we can't prove it because we're only ever looking at anything from our own awareness. Therefore, I think the best way to look at reality is what works best for you, because I have thought about the law of attraction and how you can create the reality from your consciousness. I've thought about this a lot, and I've come to this conclusion that it's whatever works best for you. And unlike virtually everyone out there who talks about the law of attraction, I'm quite happy with not knowing how reality really is, because we'll never know just what works for you. So for me, this idea of a reality that doesn't have any existence at all really is a step too far. I can't believe in that, because I've got my family, I've got my children, I've got my friends, and I can't just imagine them there like a hologram. But what it led me to think it was something that I feel really liberated with, and it's this idea of an internal and an external reality. So whereas most people think that external reality is there and it exists independent of us, Scheinfeld thinks that the reality is entirely within you, and you have this little veneer of the external world, which is, as he says, like a hologram, like a mind game. But what I think is that what I'm experiencing now, this reality that I'm in, it's still a reality, but it's much less substantial than I had originally thought. And underneath that is a much deeper reality, which is like the control room of my experience, if you like. I tend to look at it like air traffic control. So the internal reality, my consciousness, my intention, is like the air traffic control tower, and what I'm experiencing in my external reality are like the planes which are flying to and fro. So if you're flying in the air and you see another plane coming towards you, are you going to try and signal to that plane? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know, I'm not an air traffic controller. But what I would definitely do is I would be talking to the air traffic control tower, which is the internal reality, because they're the ones who tell the planes where to go. So for me, this is a really liberating idea, and it still allows my children to exist, and it allows everything I'm experiencing to be here. But it also gives me the idea that I can control it from my much more powerful, much more substantial internal reality. Another way you can look at it is that it's like your internal reality is a book with all the ideas and the content, and the external reality is like the book cover. Okay, so this is the conclusion I've come to about the nature of reality from reading this book. So like I say, I'm really glad I read it. A couple of great things that I really like in it is this idea about appreciation. he says that one of the keys to controlling your reality is to be able to appreciate things, and he's got this great idea. He calls credit card bills and any kind of bill through the post, he calls them requests for appreciation. So when you get a bill, instead of opening and saying, oh no, how am I going to pay this, you think, I extracted some value which has caused the bill to come to me, and you appreciate what you got, which now has caused the bill to come through your door. And that's just a really great way to look at the whole idea of gratitude. And the other thing is, he says, just try this out. You know, he is not asking you to believe it. And I think with anything to do with the law of attraction, or any of this idea that you can control your reality with your consciousness, it really is a case of you'll see it when you believe it. You just need to go in with an open mind, try things out, and then things will come to you. And that's what I've found a lot. And finally, my favourite part of the book isn't actually written by Scheinfeld. It's a quote, which I just thought one of my favourite quotes that I've ever read. He quotes somebody called Barbara Dewey, and I think the book, I don't know which book it's from, but right in the very the beginning, in the chapter called 3 Haunting Questions, he quotes Barbara Dewey, and this is what she says. We mistakenly believe, therefore, that we are at the mercy of life rather than its creators. Such beliefs make us feel impotent, and we've hastened to fill in for these perceived weaknesses with technological aids. We are not encouraged to use our natural telepathic capabilities. We have phones. We do not need total recall. We have computers. We do not need our homing instincts. We have maps. We do not need to practice health. We have doctors. And for me, that is the key to this whole book, and the whole, what I'm trying to achieve with reading it is the idea of becoming the creator of your life rather than being at its mercy. So I hope you enjoy, if you read the book, I hope you enjoy it, but it really is a case of taking the ideas that work for you and adapting them if you can't buy into his whole ideas. And once you start going down this path of the law of attraction and creating your own reality, I think it's really, really important to start having your own ideas. You're never going to be able to just buy into someone else's belief system wholesale, I don't think. That kind of sort of unoriginal, just sort of following the crowd, that's really for everyone else who believes in external reality. So take this book for what it is, because I've found it really, really helpful. Thanks a lot.